All right, time for a 2026 collection update video. I'm gonna try to keep this as brief as possible so you guys aren't sitting there for 2 hours watching a video, because that could be kind of annoying. So some of these I've already gone over, like the Myers, so keep those kind of brief. And yeah, do a quick collection update on my 1/6 scale custom horror collection. Moving on over here, we're going to start with the 78 Myers. So we have the 78 Myers over here with the Once Customs head sculpt. Amazing detail on that. Great weathering. Great hair work on that. Absolutely amazing. The sculpt on this is absolutely phenomenal. I can't get enough. I can't get over how good it is, honestly. This is a full figure by Once Customs. It is one of his newer 78 Myers that he did. I believe it came out last year. So I was very happy to have grabbed this. It's an absolutely amazing piece. The coveralls are absolutely perfect. They are very well tailored to the body. Very well done. The weathering is amazing. Not too much, but just enough. The stature of the figure the build is very proper, I should say, to the film itself. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. 78 sculpt right there. Going on down. And I'm holding the Furgo knife. An amazing knife. Still holds up and absolutely a must for 78 Myers. Look at that. Amazing figure. Very happy to grab this one. Down here we have a Tots head. This head has been repainted by Once Customs and really makes it stand out. I think he did a great job on that head sculpt. Really, I mean, the head sculpt's okay, but One's paint job really makes it better. So I decided to display it with the figure. Would never display it otherwise unless it was reworked. So, then over here we have a bust with the another 78 head. This head's a few years old, but still really good. Great weathering on that. Once again, great sculpting by Ones. The hair work is phenomenal. We have a really, really good bust here. Great addition, really good way to display the head sculpt. The bust was a really good touch. We have a Once Customs base right here with a sculpted sidewalk, and we have the some fake grass right here. It's really got some, it's not sculpted, it's actually like fake grass that you'd buy in the store, which is really cool. Got some leaves and some sculpted leaves on the sidewalk. Got this sideshow pumpkin in the back. Amazing detail there. Overall, just an amazing piece. Had to have the 78. Absolutely love it. It's really, really good. Look at that from the ground up. As I said, I went over all these Myers in a recent video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on these. If you want the full, like, me to really go over them, you have to check out my previous video for that. But, yeah, this is absolutely incredible. A lot of new pieces in this collection update. And over here, we have the H2 Warlock Myers. Amazing, amazing figure. The head sculpt is by Once Customs. This is a full figure by Once Customs. Head sculpt by Ones, bodies by Ones, coveralls by Ones. Ones did a great job tailoring them to the body. They're perfect. Yeah, got a base down here by Ones, hand painted. Actually came with this figure over here, the 78, but I had this one, so I utilized it over here. Got the sculpted boots on there. Really well done. A little subtle weathering the hands. Got a sculpted scalpel in his hand. Which in my opinion was more his primary weapon in that movie than the actual knife itself. Once again, the paintwork on this head sculpt is phenomenal. Once did a killer job on this. Hair works great. Real grimy and nasty, just like in the film. I had the option to get some blood tears put on the mask, but that's only in the end of the movie, and most of the film he's got just this clean version of the mask. Well, if you want to say clean. So yeah. The body on this, all the coveralls have been completely re-weathered by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. They have been recolored, re-dyed. Paul did a great job on that, because I guess they were a blue when I was purchasing the figure, and Paul and I knew that they were a spruce green, and he decided, you know what, he wanted to make them as accurate as possible for me, and he did a great job on that. So they are that dark spruce green color now. Got the bullet holes in there. Overall, an amazing piece. Really, really good. That is my 78 Myers and my H2 Warlock Myers. Moving on. We have my H4 setup. So over here we got the Myers from the beginning of the film with the hospital gown and the bandages around his head, all burned up. And so this whole setup right here is supposed to represent the gas station scene, right before he gets his coveralls and impales the gas station attendant when he's working on the truck. So we have the Penny's gas station sign, just like in the film. That was the name of the gas station in the film, so Paul did a great job on that. Paul Manzi did this diorama. It's absolutely incredible. Going down, we have a custom 160L gas can, real metal oil barrel, some cleaning chemicals, some springs, some posters on the wall, vintage posters, really good. Paul did a great job on that. Great weathering. Got a blue wire going across up here with the real metal chain. Got some 160L beer cans. Great detail there. Paul does not miss a detail on these dioramas, I'm telling you. And also, the head sculpt by One's Customs. The head sculpt is amazing, honestly. It's got real bandages around it. They are perfectly weathered, bloodied up really well. The grime, it's just very spot on to the film. I love how he used real bandages on that. And the hospital gown, the whole rest of the figure is done by Paul Manzi. He did a great job in this. The hospital gown is amazing, very well weathered as well, bloodied up to perfection. Got a real metal spike in his hand, or pole, if you will, that he used to impale the gas station attendant. Paul did all the weathering on the arms, all the burns, and the they really stand out, honestly. He used the Fison body for this, so the figure itself is very, very heavy. It's got seamless joints, amazing, very well put together, very sturdy. He even put the burns on the legs and the feet. Overall, he made it real nasty, and he really made the burns look wet and fresh too, which is amazing. He did a killer job on that. So Paul, huge shout out to you for that, because it looks absolutely amazing. So that is my Myers from Halloween 4 at the beginning of the film. Bandage Myers. And over here we have the Halloween 4 version of Myers. Not my favorite mask in the film at all, but absolutely love the film, so I can get past the bad mask. There's not a Halloween film in the franchise I don't like, so, I mean, if they have a bad mask in there, it doesn't really bother me at all. Ones did a great job on the sculpt. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Great weathering there. Sculpt is very accurate to the film. And, yeah, hair work great. Paul Manzi did the body on this as well. Did an amazing job. The hands are really well weathered. Absolutely. They are Todd's hands. However, Paul repainted them and reweathered them to make the burn stand out a little bit more. And I'm holding the custom knife. The coveralls are very well tailored to the body by Paul. Weathering on him is phenomenal. He weathered up the boots real nice. And then we have a base right here for the rooftop. It's supposed to represent the scene at the end of the movie where he's chasing Rachel and Jamie on the rooftop. Got a TV antenna in the back. This actually feels like real shingles, so he did a really good job on this. The texture is very accurate. And a wire going across right here. Amazing, amazing work by Paul and Ones on these. And yeah, so that's my Halloween 4 setup. Really, really good. Moving on. So over here we have the Halloween 5 setup and the Halloween 6 setup. So you have the Brute version of Myers right here. This is a Brute sculpt by One's Customs. One's doesn't do a lot of these, so I was very happy to have gotten this head sculpt, let alone the whole figure. Paint application on that is great. The hair work, I can't say enough good things about this sculpt. It's very accurate to the film, even though that mask was used so briefly in it. One's captured it perfectly. The body, once again, is by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. He did a great job on the coveralls. Coveralls are very accurate looks of the film. You got some outstretched gloved hands right there. I'm not sure where he outsourced the gloves hands from, but they are amazingly detailed. They fit the figure perfectly. Yeah. Down here we got some gripping hands by also by Paul. He weathered the glove hands very slightly from what I understand. But overall, this is an amazing piece. There aren't too many brute versions of Myers in 1/6 scale form out there. I don't see them too often, so I'm very happy to have this. I literally have every version of Myers. And I don't have the kid versions, so don't mention that in the comments, because in my opinion, no artist of any kind has done a good version of the kid version of Myers in Rob Zombies or the 78. So I'm not buying one until they're done right. So yeah. Over here, we have perfect weathering on the boots on this. This is the Halloween 5 figure, just standard. The hands are custom with custom burns and hand paintwork. The body on this is done by Paul Manzi. Great work on that. He even added the burns around on the neck right here. So he didn't miss a detail. He went all out on this. Coveralls are very well tailored to the body by Paul. Custom knife in his hand. And then we have the head sculpt by Ones Customs. This is an amazing, amazing head sculpt by Ones. Really, really good. The paint application is phenomenal, as usual. Ones kills it on the Myers sculpt, I'm telling you. Hair works really good. The eyes are kind of blacked out, just like in the film, because, yeah, it's the one film you never see his eyes until he takes it off in that one scene. But look right here. You can see this, the marker on the nose, that triangle right there. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. In that movie, when Don Shanks and Donald Pleasance were doing the end scene of the film where Donald Pleasance hit Don Shanks in the face with the board, apparently in one of the scenes he actually hit him, so they had to replace the nose piece on it and cut the nose piece out and put a new piece on. So Ones did the great amount of detail as to add the scarring around the nose, like they replaced the nose piece. So once again, not a detail missed. And then over here, we have the Halloween 6. This is a full figure by Ones Customs. Head sculpt is absolutely phenomenal. This is one of his newer pieces. This is a 2025 Halloween 6 Myers, and I think this is One's best work on the Halloween 6. The coveralls are perfectly tailored to the body. You got the perfect pockets in just the right spot. The blood work in weathering is outstanding on this. He did a great job. Look at the hands, the scarring. The paint application is phenomenal. Really good detail there. Custom hands. He has the surgical knife in his hand, custom by Ones. You got the boots with real laces. The weathering on them is incredible. As I said, this whole thing is just an amazing, amazing piece. Can't say enough good things about it. I had one of the ones he did in the past as well, I think like a few years ago. But this one is the best version I've seen Ones do. And I'm very, very happy to have it. I know there's not a lot of these ones, this particular version out there, but I'm very happy to have it for my Myers collection. And in the back, we got a maximum security diorama for the H6. I have them all displayed here, but the diorama was specifically made for the H6 from the end of the film when he's terrorizing the asylum. And the blood work on this is very accurate because it looks just like he went through the scene where he massacred all the doctors in that room. There's absolutely amazing detail by Ones. So that's my Halloween 5 and Halloween 6. Moving on. We have the H2O version of Myers right here and the two Resurrections. So the H2O sculpt on this is phenomenal. Very yellow and dingy, just like in the film. Very subtle, but stands out. And the hair work on it is very accurate to the film as well. Ones did a great job on this head sculpt. Amazing, amazing work on that. Yeah. And then we have the body itself by Paul Manzi once again. Paul did a great job on this. The tailoring to the body is outstanding. We have some boots with real laces, weathered perfectly by Paul. The weathering on the coveralls is very subtle by Paul, but it's just enough. Because in that film, the coveralls weren't super, super grimy, which I think is captured perfectly. And custom knife. Hands are really good. And down here we have a sketch of Myers by Ones. This sketch is supposed to represent the beginning of the film where they show the sketch of Myers on the wall in Loomis's office. Amazing detail there. Overall, amazing piece. Very happy to have this. The coveralls are, like I said, and the head sculpt. This whole figure is just absolutely amazing. Moving on, we have the Resurrection versions right here. This is the normal, clean Resurrection. The mask on this is spot on. I mean, One's killed it on this. This is the best interpretation of a Resurrection sculpt I've ever seen. The shadowing is in all the right places. The weathering, the paint application. This is just perfect. And then going down, we have the body by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. Once again, we have the knife, custom knife, all blood spattered. The hands are really well weathered, got the veins popping out. Paul did a great job on these coveralls. Once again, very subtle weathering, but does its part. Down here, we got the sculpted boots going on up. You'll notice that on the coverall, the snaps on the collar are in the right place, just like in the film. Like Paul and Ones don't miss a detail on the things they do. So this is just proof of that. So that is the normal. I'll look at the sculpt one more time. Amazing detail on that. Going down one more time. All right, and over here, we have a very unique piece. This is a burnt Resurrection Myers from the end of the film. Ones does not do a lot of these sculpts. This is a sculpt by Ones Customs once again. And, excuse me, this is one of the best versions I've seen him do of this sculpt. It's very, very accurate. The weathering is phenomenal. It looks melted. It looks charred. It looks just like it did in the film when they showed it. And yeah, once again, Ones doesn't do a lot of those, so I'm very happy to have this head sculpt, let alone the whole figure. So the body itself is done by Paul Manzi over Distress Labs. Once again, he's got the snaps on the coveralls in the right place, just like in the film. The weathering is perfect. It is charred. It is wet looking. It's grimy. It looks just like the end of the film. You got the some real wires hanging around his shoulders. Paul did not miss a detail on these coveralls. And he really brought this figure to life with the head sculpt by Ones. Like I said, I have all the versions of Myers, so I'm very happy to have this and had to have it. The weathering on the hands is great. This is just an amazing piece, very, very unique. I've never seen a full figure of this, so very happy to have this. All right, so that's my H2O and Resurrection Myers figures. Moving on. So over here we have the Escape Myers and the RZH1 Myers. The Escape Myers on the left is a piece done by Paul Manzi and Ones Customs. So the head sculpt and the pumpkin mask are done by Ones Customs. Ones did a great job on those. I can't say enough good things about it. The hair works great. The pumpkin mask is one of his newer ones. The weathering on it, the paint application, just incredible. This particular pumpkin mask, however, doesn't have a string around it. So this one actually suctions onto the head sculpt. So it holds on a little bit better. And you don't have to worry about the string breaking or anything like that. So very unique touch by Ones. The figure overall is, the rest of the body is done by Paul Manzi over Distress Labs once again. He built it on a very tall body, very accurate to the film. This is supposed to represent the scene where, well, the figure is supposed to represent the scene where he kills Big Joe Grizzly and takes his coveralls. So that's why he's holding the knife and he's more, doesn't have the straps and chains around him. The weathering on it is phenomenal. Down here we have the sandals or flip-flops, if you will, are weathered perfectly. The feet, the pants, everything on this is just absolutely perfect. The robe is also by Ones. However, Paul re-weathered it and bloodied it up, and I think he did a great job on that. This really depicts Myers from when he was killing Big Joe Grizzly. This is absolutely amazing. You don't see too many particular versions of Escape Myers where he's representing this scene, because a lot of them he has the chains on him and stuff like that. So this is a very unique one to have. Especially, I think this is the only one Paul's done as well with this particular head sculpt and pumpkin mask by Ones. So I'm very happy to have that. With a couple of pieces of newspaper here. The diorama represents the hospital scene. You can't really see it, but there's a mask pinned all over the wall or hanging on nails. Those represent his cell, and Paul did the diorama on this, did a great job. Pipe over there, a piece of tape on it. You can't really see it, but the diorama's there. There's a table back there with some artist stuff and some newspaper in the corner. Overall, amazing, amazing piece. And over here we have the RZH1 Myers. This head sculpt is by Ones Customs. This is his 2025 version of the sculpt, and this is the best one I've seen him do, no doubt. This sculpt is absolutely incredible. The paint application, the hair work. This is exactly what you would expect of Rob Zombie's mask in the first film. So Ones killed it on the detail on this. The figure itself is by Tots, but I reworked it. So I recolored the coveralls, I re-dyed them, I added some custom hands, and I added him holding a photo of young Michael and Boo, done by Ones Customs. I added him a custom knife in his hand. The knife is by David Tucker over CEECREATIONS. Amazing detail there. Really good weathering on the hands. As I said, they're custom. The Tots body was good. It just needed a new head, and I think One's head sculpt here is the cherry on top. I think it just completes it. I think I did a good job in the weathering. I think it really makes it stand out a little bit more than it did. The tombstone over here is by Tots. I re-weathered that very, very slightly. Gave it a little bit of a weathering job. Nothing crazy. The diorama over here is supposed to represent the Myers house. You got the boarded up windows by Paul Manzi as well. Amazing detail. There's an older diorama by him, but fits the part. Do that one more time from the ground up. Look at that. So that is my Escape Myers and RZH1 from Rob Zombie's Halloween. And yeah, moving on. Pull this out a little bit. Okay, so down here we have a base by Ones Customs. A Rob Zombie poster in the back. Excuse me. Real metal fence right there, wood background. Kind of a concrete kind of floor right here. Now this figure is very unique. This is one of Ones Customs' newest sculpts for the RZH2 Dream Sequence. And it is absolutely amazing. The paint application on this is incredible. The hair work is the best, and this is the best Dream Sequence sculpt I've seen him do, hands down. There's no doubt about that. Like, look at that. Amazing detail on that. Just really spot on to the film. The torso right here, the extra body, is also by Ones Customs. And it is weathered to perfection. This is kind of an interesting piece because I have him with a body right here. Severed head. Look at that detail on that. Torso is really good. I mean, the whole body right here, I shouldn't say torso, whole body is custom. Very well done. I'm holding the custom knife. Now, the body on this is done by Paul Manzi over Stress Labs once again. Paul did a great job on this. The weathering on it is amazing. The blood work is incredible. It really makes this figure stand out. This figure is a fucking beast. It's massive. And the weathering on the hands by Paul is incredible. Overall, it's an amazing piece. And yeah, this is the only one that Paul's done I think. So very happy to have it. And with this little addition of the corpse right here, like he cut off his head, he's an amazing, amazing scene setter for this. Look at that. Head sculpt. Absolutely amazing. Let's sculpt one more time. All right, so that is my H2 Dream Sequence. Not too much to say about this other than it's an amazing piece, and I'm thrilled to own this. Paul did a great job on the body, and the head sculpt by ones is absolutely amazing. The diorama is very simple, but really does its job. And the addition to the body or corpse right here is absolutely incredible. Just really good shelf presence. All right, moving on. Shoot that in. Now we can go over here. This is a newer piece as well. This was not in my previous Myers video. This is a new edition. So this is a Hobo Myers that I believe David Tucker just did this Hobo Myers. This is a his brand new version of the Hobo Myers that he did, and this is the best Hobo Myers I've seen. Like, I've seen some good ones by ones and stuff, but this is on a very tall body. It's 13 inches. It's absolutely incredible. This is the best work I have seen David do on a Hobo Myers or a Myers figure ever, in my opinion. This is absolutely incredible. The coloring, the weathering, the vest, absolutely amazing on this. The weathering on the knife. I can't say enough good things about this. David killed this thing. This is absolutely incredible. Very intimidating shelf presence. Got the boots with the real laces right here. The weathering on the coveralls, the tailoring to the body, the jacket underneath, the vest. I mean, this is incredible. Look at that. And it is tall as fuck, by the way. This is David's best work, hands down. And then we have the Once Customs head on here. We have the revolver head sculpt. Just amazing detail on that. Ones did a great job. Once again, this is one of those Myers head sculpts you don't see ones do a whole lot of. So, and I had to have it for the collection because I now have. This was a great addition because I have every version of the sculpt or every version of the mask in sculpt formed by ones from all the films now. The beard coming through right there on the side of the mask. Great detail there. Yeah, this is just incredible. Then over here, we have a new sculpt. This is a 2024 sculpt of the half mask sculpt, half mask version from Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where the girl rips the hole in it. So if you look right here, this is just amazing detail there. Look at that. The strand of hair coming down there, the exposed version of the face, the hair coming underneath the mask. This is just a really great addition, and I'm very happy to have it. Sometimes I don't know which head sculpt to display on this figure because they're both so damn good. One's did a great job on this. I've seen him do these in the past. This is probably the best paint application I've seen him do. I'm not kidding. I've owned a lot of these particular versions of the sculpt in the past, and this is the best one I've seen him do. So the diorama, once again, is by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. I've gone over this dial before, so let's go over it real quick. He's got the thorn symbol in the back. It says die right there, like Rob Zombie's. Like in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, you'll notice that Myers does speak at the end. Not a lot of people like that scene, but it is what it is. But when he said die to Loomis when he killed him. Got the DL for Distress Labs right there, killer. Back there we got a 1/6 wood pallet, some grates, real wood fence with the lights, and a sidewalk kind of base right here with some leaves and some fake grass coming through. Overall, this is just an amazing piece. This is probably one of my favorite Myers figures in my collection, if not my favorite, hands down. Absolutely incredible. Once again, this is a new edition. I didn't have this version in the previous Myers video, so I had to do one since I have this now. Once again, this is the best work David's done on any Myers figure or any figure, in my opinion. This is outstanding. All right, I'm gonna move on now. So here we have a full figure by One's Customs. This is a concept Halloween 3. Picture as if Rob Zombie did a Halloween 3 film, and this would be the evolution of what he turned from in Halloween 2 to the third film. So even though Rob Zombie never been in the third film, Ones did a great job with his own interpretation of what Myers would have looked like in that film. So the vest on this is absolutely incredible. The weathering on it is phenomenal. I got a knife by Chris Geese. Chris Geese used to be in the hobby. He did the best weapons, in my opinion. That thing is real metal, real wood, and it is phenomenal. All right, so the head sculpt on this. Once again, this is his interpretation of what he would look like in a third film, and the evolution of the mask. And you get the beard coming through here, real beard. The sculpt on this is absolutely incredible. The hair is all matted and nasty. Just look at that. Yeah, the beard coming through right there. Look at that. Amazing sculpt by Ones. And Ones did it for him never doing a third film. This is exactly what I would expect from it. So Ones did a great job on this. I'm a big fan of Rob Zombie's Halloween films. They're amazing in my opinion. Some people don't like them. To each their own. I fucking love them. The weathering on this is absolutely incredible. The boots down here are weathered to perfection by Ones. You have the real laces. The coveralls are very well tailored. They're just wet and grimy and looking real nasty. The hands are bloody to perfection. The vest is got a real zipper on it. It is real thick and real textured. This is just overall an amazing piece, and it really completes the Rob Zombie line of figures that I have. I know there's no film for it, but I really wish there was at this point, because this figure is amazing. I would love to see this particular look in a third version of Rob Zombie's Halloweens. Look at that. Diorama over here is by Paul Manzi over at Dress Labs. Paul did a great job on the dial for this. Got a little, kind of like a barn kind of setting. Got a mud floor. 1/6 scale hay bale right there, real hay. Got a horseshoe in the back, got a wood background. Some rope hanging through the window. Overall, this is an incredible piece. And I think this is the only one Ones has done to this amount of detail, so I'm thrilled to have it. And to complete my Myers set, it was necessary. This is, out of all my Myers figures, this is probably the rarest one I have, honestly. Look at the top one more time. Look at that beard coming through it. This is amazing work. The hair, like I said, is all matted and nasty. This is just a cool figure. 1/6 scale custom pumpkin right there. All right, so that is my Rob Zombie Halloween 3 concept Myers figure by One's Customs. Moving on. Okay, so over here we have the new David Gordon Green trilogy set. So we're going to start over here with the 2018 head sculpt is by One's Customs. This is probably the best version of the sculpt I've seen him do. He's done many of these, and this is probably the most accurate one I've seen, so I'm thrilled to have it. I had an older one in the past, but I had to get an upgrade, and this one definitely did the port. I believe this is a 2023 or 2024 sculpt that he did, and it's absolutely incredible. The detail on it is phenomenal. The weathering, very accurate to the film. Just amazing work there. Look at that. The dead eye is in there. It's got one eye different color because you're supposed to be blind in one eye, so the detail is there. I can't show it in this video, but Ones did not miss a detail on this. And the body is by David Tucker over CEECREATIONS on this. Now, this particular body that he did is very different. This is a one-off one he did a while back. I picked it up because it was very unique. This is probably the most accurate one I've seen David do. To the coveralls, the stitching, like the tailoring to the body. Very, very good. Doesn't look too thin. Looks perfect build, just like in the film. And I'm holding a custom knife. And the thing about this figure is, David did he used old man hands on this, so the hands actually look like they're old and wrinkly, which is an amazing detail on that. Look at that. Perfect painting, good application. And I got the blown off fingers over here. You can't see it, but there's veins coming through on there. David did a killer job on these hands. Absolutely incredible. Amazing detail there. And down here we have the hand before the fingers were blown off. The old man, and as you can tell, as I said, their old man hands are supposed to look all wrinkly and nasty. So amazing detail there. Got a hammer here by Chris Yeast. Real wood handle, real metal head. Got a custom pumpkin here by this Paul Manzi over at Stress Labs. Halligan tool, another hammer, and a 1/6 scale iPhone, all bloodied up. And over here, we have the Halloween Kills version. This head sculpt is by One's Customs. This is the best paint application I've seen him do on a Halloween Kills sculpt. No question about it. Best one. Look at that. He's done some good ones before, but this is the best one I've seen him do. The detail on this is spot on to the film. Very unique. Very happy to have that head sculpt. But like I said, it stands out from the other ones I've seen, so I'm very happy to have that. The body's done by Paul Manzi over at Stress Labs on this as well. Boots with real laces. Paul did a great job tailoring the coveralls to the body. Amazing work on that. I can't say enough good things about it. The weathering on it is just over the top and grimy as it should be. Amazing detail there. The hands are all just dirty and kind of old looking, just like the hands over here. Knife is by One's Customs. Amazing detail on that. The grime and the blood work. Paul added the bandage around the hand, all dirty. Amazing detail there. Perfect weathering on that. Overall, just an amazing piece. I can't say enough good things about this one. Let's sculpt one more time. And that is my Halloween Kills by One's Customs and Paul Manzi. And moving on to the Halloween Ends. Once again, head sculpt by One's Customs. Great job on this. This is the best version. One of the better sculpts I've seen him do with this as well. Amazing detail there. Got the mold on the mask. The weathering just very dry looking. Amazing detail there. Look at that. Amazing work on that. This is just an amazing sculpt by One. Like I said, I can't with the sculpts he does for Myers. They're the best Myers sculpts out there in my opinion. I don't think anyone will ever top them. The body on this, once again, is done by Paul Manzi over at Stress Labs. We had a knife by One's Customs, though, all rusted and dirty. You'll notice the evolution of the knives in these figures is one more clean, more bloody from Halloween Kills, and then the more rusted version. So, very good detail to have at the evolution of this trilogy. The hands are perfectly painted and weathered by Paul. The hand, all the blown off fingers, weathered to perfection. Paul did a great job adding the mold and stuff to the coveralls. Just amazing detail there. Got the boots with the real laces on this one, weathered to perfection. Just an amazing piece. I like the new Halloween trilogy. Some I like more than others. I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I really like Halloween Ends. Don't know why. It had a lot of Christine vibes, I guess, and I'm a fan of it. But I know a lot of people hate that one, but I actually enjoyed it. Yeah. All right, so that is my Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. Myers figures. Moving on. All right, so now we have the Freddy vs. Jason set. So this is the this set's a little unique. So this set was released by David Tucker and Ones. However, and Paul Manzi did the dioramas. Now, I have some stuff that the other sets didn't come with. So mine's a one-off set, and I'm very happy to have it. So over here, I have the Freddy figure by David Tucker and One's Customs. The head sculpt is by One's Customs, and so is the glove hand. Ones did an amazing job on this head sculpt. This is very accurate to the film. I mean, you can't beat that sculpt. That's the best Freddy vs. Jason sculpt. Like, you can't deny it. The head sculpt, the hat is sculpted, perfectly weathered. Got a real good texture to it. The glove, as I said, is also by ones. The blades are longer, just like in the movie. In that particular film, the blades seemed a little bit longer than they were in the other ones. And I think ones captured the detail on this glove absolutely perfectly. Just amazing detail there. The body is, and everything else is done by David Tucker over at CEECREATIONS. Got the boots with real laces, real good weathering. Paul Manzi actually re-weathered mine a little bit and gave a little extra weathering to grime it up a little bit for me, which I appreciated. Amazing detail there. Overall, amazing piece. I got him on the furnace room or boiler room diorama from Paul. It's an older diorama, but it kind of fit with this. I had, and it looked on here, they had the grates, the chain, the railing in the back looked like it was welded. Amazing detail there. And then right here, as you can see, we have the Demon Freddy sculpt. This is a head sculpt by One's Customs as well. Really, really good. Thrilled to have this. I mean, it's a really good addition to this set right here. One of those extra pieces that the normal set didn't come with, so absolutely love that. One's killed it on this sculpt as well. Even though that scene was so brief in the movie, One's captured it perfectly. And then over here, we have a Pamela Voorhees head. This is by One's Customs. This is a one-off. This did not come with the set, but I got it from, this is a head sculpt by One's. And the Pamela Voorhees head, he's got it on a pole, just like in the film where Freddy was holding it up in front of young Jason when he was tormenting him. And yeah, look at that. One's did a great job on that head sculpt for Pamela Voorhees. Amazing work there. I got it stuck in the ground right here to display it. Amazing detail there. As I said, the normal set didn't come with that, so I'm very happy to have that addition. And then we have the Jason figure. This is a big-ass figure. It's probably 13 inches tall, and it is beefy as hell. Once again, the head sculpt and hockey mask are by One's Customs. Amazing detail there. The mask does come off, and I'm not going to take it off because you don't see him with the mask off in the film, so I'm just going to do the hockey mask here. The weathering on it is phenomenal. The straps, the paint applications, the mold, the sculpt. This is perfect. The accurate to the film. Once did the sculpt on the head as well. Got some hair sticking out over there. Amazing detail. Got him holding the severed Freddy head. David Tucker did the body on this one as well. Did an amazing job. Just amazing figure. Look at that. Got him on the almost like Frankenstein style boots. All weathered to perfection. All cut up and grimy. The tailoring on this by David is absolutely incredible. Tailoring on both these figures is phenomenal by David. Once again, I had Paul weather mine up a little bit more and dirtied up more, making it a little more grimy. And I think that makes it stand out just a little bit more. Look at that. And the base right here, diorama on Jason, is also by Paul Manzi. We have the real metal rebar poles, and right there, and sticking out of the ground, a wood base, representing the scene where the Freddy knocked the rebar onto Jason and impaled him. Amazing detail there. Look at that head right here. Custom machete by One's Customs, I believe. Amazing detail on this. Actually, you know what? David made the machete, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, amazing. Look at that. That is my one-off Freddy vs. Jason set. Now, I do have another piece to this set, but I couldn't display it on the shelf, obviously, because it's too much. But I'll get into that in just a few minutes with my Freddy figures. All right, moving on. Down here, we have, move my fingers there. We have the 1/6 scale Chucky over here. We have the head sculpt by One's Customs. Amazing detail on that. Perfectly just melted and charred. I mean, I can't, One's killed it on this. That's all I'm going to say. Very unique sculpt. One doesn't do a lot of them, so I'm very, very happy to have that. The rest of this is done by Paul Manzi over Stress Labs. I mean, not much to say about this figure other than it's very unique, and I'm very thrilled to have it. It's an amazing piece for display. So the body and everything is done by Paul Manzi over Stress Labs. He did all the weathering and popped the One System's head on it and did just an amazing job. Paul also did the box base right here with the flames coming out of it, and yeah, he even added the good guy details on it. Amazing. I mean, Paul did not miss a beat on this. This is incredible. Yeah, and he got him on a clear cross grabber, like he's jumping out of it, like lifted off the box, like he's leaping out of it. Got the voodoo knife in his hand. The flames are really well done. Flames in the box. The box actually looks melted. Got some custom smoke right there. Amazing detail on this. Got a neck of boxes over there in the back, just because I thought it was a cool background piece. Look at that. Amazing detail on that. Really, really good. Very unique piece. I believe this is the only one that Paul has done with the One's Custom Sculpts. So, but I'm sure he can make you one if you're interested in these. All these pieces, I'm sure you can get from him if you are interested. So hit up Paul Manzi over at Stress Labs or One's Customs for these. And yeah, get yourself some of this stuff because it's absolutely incredible. More look at that. All right, and over here we have a Sideshow Leatherface. Only difference is Paul Manzi repainted the head sculpt on this and made it more accurate because the sculpt was good. However, the paint application was shit from Sideshow. So he did a great job on that. They even added, Sideshow did do a good job of adding like real leather straps coming out of the mask though. Little strings, that's kind of cool. But overall, Paul really made this head sculpt pop. It really made it better. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. And the rest of the figure was not bad by any means. It was really well done. Really good. Sideshow did a great job on this. This is probably the best horror figure I've seen them do. It just needed a repaint on the head sculpt, which Paul did, and I think he delivered on that and really made it stand out more. Just an amazing piece. The chainsaw is really good by Sideshow. However, I wish it was the accurate color. I wish it was green like in the movie. The yellow doesn't work, but oh well, it is what it is. And this is still a really good chainsaw, really well sculpted and stuff like that. So they did a good job on that. Amazing setup here from the Leatherface. The build is very good by Sideshow, even that fat kind of look, and the clothing is very well done. You got them holding the Pam's charm bracelet around his wrist. I have him on a piece of road right here. Now, this particular road is very interesting to talk about. The road piece right here is actual concrete. This is a piece of the road from the scene where they filmed the end of the movie. This is an actual piece of that road. So I wanted to display the figure on that. Yeah. So this is a chunk of the road from the end scene of the movie. So I thought it was a pretty unique piece. I didn't really need a dial for him at that point because I thought that was cool enough. And yeah, so that is the Leatherface by Sideshow and the 1/6 kilo burnt Chucky. Moving on. All right, down here we have some Freddy figures. We're gonna get into quite a few Freddy figures, as you can see. So over here, this is the other addition to the Freddy vs. Jason set that makes it a one-off set. We got the burnt battle damage Freddy. This is a full figure by One's Customs. Full figure, and yeah, head sculpt on this is absolutely phenomenal. Burnt and charred to perfection. I mean, this is an amazing sculpt at One's. This is a one-off piece that he did, and I had to jump on it to complete the set. Yeah, so look down here. Got the boots with the real laces. All weathered. The pants are wet looking and just charred, like he just came out of the water after getting blown up. And yeah, got the severed arm over here. It's hard to see, but the stump is there, and it is wet. It's just all bloody and nasty with the bone and everything. One's did a great job on the hands. They're perfectly weathered, honestly. With the One's also did the machete for this. Just overall a very unique piece. Got the base over here by Paul Manzi. Yeah, with the light up flames. It's supposed to be the dock at the end of the movie, obviously, where he walks out and, yeah. Look at that. This is an amazing piece by Ones. Once again, it's a one-off, and I'm very happy to have it. It's absolutely incredible, and it really completes the Freddy vs. Jason set. I wish I could display it all on one shelf, but I had to put it down here because there's not enough room on the Freddy vs. Jason shelf, as you saw. Look at that head sculpt. Amazing detail on that. All right, so that is the Burnt Freddy battle damage from Freddy vs. Jason by One's Customs. Moving on, we have the, this is a custom Freddy figure. The body, I believe, is Sideshow. The stripes have been redone to make them the accurate, kind of more green like they are in the film. The shirt on this, with the sweater from Sideshow, that they were more of like almost like a dark blue when you get it. So they have been colored to make them the accurate green. That I'm holding the glove hand or Sideshow. Now the head sculpt on this is the unique part. Irritant Studios made this head sculpt. This is the best Freddy sculpt I've seen. The hat is on by a magnet, and amazing work on that. Look at that. This is the most accurate sculpt. You got the eyes looking over this way as if he's just like kind of looking out the corner of his eyes. The detail on this is the best Freddy sculpt I've ever seen, next to the ones that Ones does. And Irritant Studios, I mean, I have two figures in this collection with the head sculpts from this. This one's been painted by someone different than the other one. I'm not sure who painted this one, but it is really good. Whoever painted this did an outstanding job on this. This just screams Freddy. It's supposed to be Freddy from Dream Warriors, so I think this is a really good interpretation of that. Overall, just an amazing piece. Get him on a custom Dream Warriors arcade game base, and get a little Freddy plaque right here, real metal. Just an amazing piece. Like I said, the head sculpt really brought this together. I mean, the Sideshow sculpt was not very good, and the fact that this was made, the Irritant Studios did such a good job on this. This can change that figure for the better. Look at that. One more time. In other words, Irritant Studios did a killer job on this, and this sculpt it's, like I said, next to One's Customs, it's the best one you can get. All right, moving on. That right there. So over here we have a couple more figures. We have, let's pull this out real quick. A little bit. Okay, so over here we have the custom figure. This is a figure by David Tucker over at CEECREATIONS and One's Customs. The head sculpt is by One's Customs, and One's did a great job on this. It's too good to have the hat on. It's a really good sculpt. One's did a killer job on this. As I said, One's and Irritant Studios can't beat their Freddy sculpt. I mean, One's always delivers. Look at that. The detail on this is phenomenal. The burns, the sculpt, very accurate. This is also supposed to be Dream Warriors 1. All these Freddys are Dream Warriors. And the teeth all rotted. The sculpting, absolutely amazing. The glove on this is also by Sideshow. However, it's been re-weathered and repainted by Paul Manzi over Stress Labs. Now, the hat over here is custom. It is kind of like a felt material. And the body on this is really heavily weathered, and it is done by David Tucker over CEECREATIONS. He did a great job on the sweater, the tattering, the burns, the grime, the nastiness to it. Just amazing work by David. With this head sculpt by One's in the the clothing on this and how weathered it is, it's almost like a concept. It's almost so over the top, grimy and nasty that it's just I'm thrilled. It's absolutely amazing. David did a great job on this, and the head sculpt by Ones is incredible. Look at that. Got the teeth, open mouth, like he's screaming. Hand over here is custom as well. Great weathering on that. The weathering on the pants. Absolutely amazing on that. I like the glove, how it's kind of going to get out a different pose. It's got a really good weathering job on it. And like I said, it's been repainted by Paul Manzi over at Distress Labs. And over here, we have the another Freddy. This is obviously Freddy, but this one is done by Irritant Studios. Once again, has sculpted by Irritant Studios. As you can tell, compared to the other one, this one does look a little different because the paint application is different on this one. So once again, the hat is done by a magnet, pops right on and off. Yeah, the hand right here and the head, this one has been painted by Paul Manzi at Distress Labs. Paul painted the head sculpt on this in the hands, and I think it stands out. It's very unique. As I said, I love the one on the other sculpt, the other figure over there, but this one, I like how it's different. I didn't want it to be the exact same, and Paul really delivered on making it different. I mean, this is very accurate. Once again, part 3 Freddy, and the paint application by Paul is amazing. Paul also did the body on this. The shirt, I believe the pants and shirt were Sideshow, and the boots. But Paul reweathered the sweater, redid the stripes, and I think he did an amazing job on this. Look at the hand right there. He wanted to paint the hand to match the head. Look at that. You can't beat that. As I said, Irritant Studios killed it on this. Amazing work there. Just screams part 3 Freddy. The glove hand over here is by Sideshow, but it also has been repainted by Paul Manzi. Did a great job on that. Really made the brass and everything pop out. Hard to see, but he completely repainted that. Got a 1/6 scale Elm Street sign right here. The base over here is from Dream Warriors as well. Well, it's supposed to be representing that. Got a brick wall. That's actually wood, but Paul did a great job on this diorama. He made it look like it's actual brick, so, I mean, impressive. That a 1/6 scale trash bag, 1/6 scale pallet back there. And yeah, that's incredible. And down here we got this ground where it says Never Sleep Again, and inside the Never Sleep Again lettering is a green resin, almost like it's supposed to represent, from what Paul said, the green blood from when he sliced his finger off in part 1. So that's kind of where we got the inspiration for the green resin inside of there. You look on the back right here. So we have Terran from part 3, and then we have Kincaid. Yeah, look at that. And then we have Spencer from Freddy's Dead. Just amazing detail on that. Paul didn't miss a detail on this. Amazing work there. Just really good. Look at that. All right, I can't say enough good things about these, so I'm just going to move on from those. So now, moving on. Okay, down here we have the Ghostface setup. So this Ghostface is by Super Mad Toys, made the outfit and the mask, and it is completely reworked by David Tucker over at CEECREATIONS. So he switched the body out for a more sturdy, beefier, heavy-duty body, which he did a great job. He weathered the robe, and the knife over here is also by Superman Toys. The gloves have been reweathered by David. Overall, the Superman Toys figure was great. The outfit was great, I should say. The body sucked, but David really switching everything out, brought it together and made a very good piece here. You have the weathered boots. Amazing work by David on that. Slight weathering to the robe, as I said. Knife, very accurate knife to the film. Yeah. My only issue is I wish the knife was bloodied up just a little bit, but that's okay. The mask on this is phenomenal. I mean, Superman Toys did an amazing Ghostface sculpt. Probably the best one I've seen. And get a wire frame around the hood right there, so I can pose it any which way I want, which is amazing detail there. Got a little walkie-talkie or voice changer there. So the diorama on this is also by Paul Manzi. It's called the Ghostface Society diorama. It's like so he's got over here a metal grate right there all bloodied up. And if you notice right there, he's got a Ghostface face symbol with resin, black resin in the holes. Amazing detail there. Got a corpse right here, just all nasty. He made this. I'm not quite sure how he made this, but it's wood, and he made it look like a freaking pebblestone brick pillar. And it looks amazing. I got the you can wrap the chain around it, with amazing detail there. He's got a real wood door, and just looks amazing. Yeah, the torch over there that lights up, I mean, the whole thing is just looks like pebblestone, and it's freaking wood. I can't get over how good this diorama is. It's absolutely incredible. The window over there has some light coming through it. It's hard to see, but yeah. Overall, just an amazing piece. Torso on this is weathered and ground up by Paul. Amazing detail there. Got a noose hanging right here. A little bit of blood on it. Look at that. I am super excited for Scream 7. Yeah, I love all the Scream films. I don't have an issue with any of them. I cannot wait for the 7th one. Super stoked for that. And yeah, this is a very unique diorama to go with this figure, and I'm very happy to have this. Once again, the detail on the pebblestone on this is, I mean, Paul, if you're watching, don't know how the fuck you did that, but it's impressive. The figure by David and Superman Toys, absolutely incredible. Look at that. All right, so that's my Ghostface. And moving on down, we have none other than the Hewitt. Now, this is different than the Hewitt I had in my other video. This is a older piece. This is a 2018 Thomas Hewitt Leatherface by One's Customs. This is a full figure by One's. And it holds up, honestly. This is the most accurate one I've seen done. Now, One's does new ones with a little more fat to them and stuff like that. But to me, this is the most accurate you can get. Hands down. This is really good. I mean, this head sculpt's from 2018, but look at that. This is probably one of the best 2003 Leatherface sculpts I've seen. The paint application, the coloring, the stitching, this is easily one of the best ones I've seen. And it's from 2018. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's better than any of the new ones he does. The leather wrist gauntlets are really good. One's also, I used to add the rings on the finger. I know that isn't accurate to the film, but he did that because in the film when he found the ring that Kemper was going to give, he wanted to represent that. And look at that. Yeah, so the ring he was going to give Aaron, when Leatherface found it, he wanted to add that little detail that maybe he took other rings and put them on his finger. So the detail on that's phenomenal. Got a sculpt over here. This is a 2025 Hewitt sculpt. Amazing detail on that. This is his newest one. Compared to this one, I'd still go with the old one, but this new one is absolutely amazing. The detail on it is incredible. Look at that. And over here we have a severed foot, and a table by Paul Manzi over Stress Labs holding up the head sculpt. Now, for the rest of this figure, we have the boots. This is the most accurate apron I've seen Ones do as well. The clothing, just not too much gore, but just enough grime and just dirt to it to be accurate to the film. I mean, this is, the proportion-wise, everything is absolutely incredible. And if you look at the chainsaw, this is a Tots chainsaw, And honestly, it really holds up, honestly. The Tots chainsaw is pretty good. I mean, fits the figure perfectly. But overall, the figure by ones, I mean, this is the best one I've seen him do. I know it's an older piece, but I don't care. I've owned one of the newer ones from Paul and ones, and I gotta say I like this one better. Detail on the rings. Wrist gauntlets. I mean, just an amazing figure right here. Really good tattering on the apron. And the diorama on this is done by Paul Manzi at Distress Labs as well. So we got some wood tables over here. This wood table is actually by ones. This one's by Paul. I got this one separately, but I decided to put 2 tables on there because the basement of the Hewitt house had a lot of shit going on down there. So, and also the weathering was almost identical. So the wood table's right there. Got some glass jars, a severed hand, a bloody knife, some sculpted intestines. Blood work on it's really good. Over here we got a tray with some sculpted hands and resin inside of a tray. More sculpted intestines. This table is the one by Paul. Did amazing work on that. Just all grimy and nasty. I added a hand hanging from the side right here. Scratch marks. Amazing detail there. The wood floor is bloody and just grimy. I asked for Paul to make this diorama in the past extremely, extremely bloody, because the remake, the prequel, and the 2003 Leather Texas Chainsaw films, beginning in 2003, are just the goriest ones in the franchise, hands down, and I wanted it to represent that. Yeah. Down back in the back, we got a wood racking with some metal hooks on it, meat hooks. There's metal chains up there, more metal chain over there, and on this meat hook we have a torso hanging from it. Paul did a great job on that. Amazing detail there. Really good weathering, really gory, real nasty. Yeah. This is an older diorama, but it still holds up, and I think Paul did a great job on it. I mean, this is one of my favorite dioramas Paul's done, if not my favorite one. And in the back, I got a poster over there with all the versions of Leatherface on it. Just thought that was a nice little touch. Yeah. The archway back there is really good. Real wood for the whole thing, and yeah. So on this particular head sculpt thing, he added that sculpt stand. He added resin blood. It's all resin based right there with their hands coming out of it. All chain coming through. Really amazing setup. Got a severed foot over here, as I said, with a boot. Overall, just an amazing setup here. Look at that. One more time. This is a 2018 Hewitt Leatherface by Once Customs. And honestly, the best one I've seen. So shout out to Once for this. It's absolutely incredible. And the diorama on this really completes it. So shout out to Paul as well. All right. All right, so yeah, and down here we're gonna go to some masks. So I don't normally do this, but I added some masks down here to the bottom of the detail. So we have the Ford FX Escape Myers bust right here with the pumpkin mask. Great detail on this, very unique. The hair work on it's phenomenal. There actually is a sculpt underneath that, and yeah, I mean, overall, just the paint application onto the hair work, it looks like the freaking severed head of Escape Myers. It's amazingly detailed. Not a lot to go over on these, but yeah, the hair work is amazing. Look at that. The mask is perfect. Tots recently did a pumpkin mask, and I'm not a fan of it. This one is a lot more accurate. I think Ford FX did a great job on this. It's absolutely incredible. Look at that. All right. Moving on down here, we have another custom Rob Zombie Myers mask. from Halloween 1. This one, I'm not sure who made this one. I'm not sure who the artist who made this one is, but it is a custom mask, and it is really well done. Yeah, the blood on the side right there. Just amazing detail there. The hair work is really good. Very well done. The weathering's good. Very subtle but accurate to the film. That mask in the first one was weathered, yeah, and aged, but it was not nearly as decayed as the second one. So amazing detail on that. This could be a Deletore mask. I'm not quite sure offhand, but overall, just really good. Look at that. All right. Now we're moving on. All right, fix that real quick. Okay. Down here we have a dream sequence Myers mask. This is done by Deletore. And this is a Deletore mask, and it is amazingly detailed. Got the shell on the inside, amazing weathering on that. Yeah, just amazing detail. Look at that. Deletore does some of the best Rob Zombie Myers masks, period. I mean, look at that. The mold, the sculpt. This is straight out of the fucking film. That's absolutely incredible. The blood work. The weathering on it, once again, very simple. Just, it was more white in that particular scene in the movie, but with a lot of fucking blood on it. And the hair looks all matted, and as it should be as well. Okay, the hole in the mask right there. The shell really gives it the right proper shape. I wish I had that for the other one over there, but this one looks incredible. Look at that. All right, moving on. Down here, we have a Trick or Treat Studios revolver mask. Now, this particular one was repainted and rehauled by Paul Manzi. He completely repainted the entire mask and re-weathered it and kind of touched up the hair a little bit, making it a little bit more accurate. Overall, this is like a completely different mask. The mold for the Trick or Treat Studios mask is absolutely spot on. However, the paint applications suck. So, yeah. Paul did a great job on this. I mean, it's very accurate to the film. You got a shell underneath that one too, a little. It's, yeah. I don't know how he did it, but this is one of the best custom masks I've seen. And Paul doesn't do a lot of these, he told me. So, I mean, this is definitely pretty damn impressive for someone who doesn't do a lot of these. Look at that. All right, so that's the revolver. Moving on to the final one. Down here we have a Ford FX Hobo Myers exposed mask sculpt, the shell underneath. So we have the beard coming through the bottom. The shell is amazingly detailed. There's actually a face under there. I mean, it's amazing. You can't really see the eyes, but you can a little bit. But the weathering on this is incredible. I mean, the mask is spot on. This is, once again, like a severed head of Myers from that film. The hair work, I mean, look at that. This is, I mean, out of all the masks I just showed you, this one and the revolver one by Paul are my favorite. This one's probably my absolute favorite because I'm a big fan of the Hobo Myers look. Don't care what anyone says. Love that version. Look at that. All right. Not too much to say, but that's just amazing detail on it. The mask is very well weathered, and the shell underneath really, with the beard and everything in the face, really completes this. All right. All right, so that is my custom 1/6 scale and mask collection for 2026. As I said, a lot changed, and yeah, I'm very happy to have finally done this. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great night.